A lot of times I know that people think that you can just jump into this field and actually be successful, like highly successful, and grow and scale a lucrative business in the realm of government contracting, like from your desk. And really, it's not really how it works. So although there are a lot of things that you can do, there's a lot of things that you can absolutely do from home virtually when it comes to growing and scaling a business. You have to have your name in the rooms. You have to have your face in the rooms. You have to be into the right rooms to actually grow and scale exponentially. Networking and building out a networking is so very key and strategic. It has been very key for me. And this is the reason why I want to share this information today. So I want to know what your concept of networking looks like, because building out a network strategically so that you're able to connect with decision makers, collaborate strategically with partners, and conquer on winning government contracts. Hey, what's up, everybody? Dr. Karwanna D here. So today we're going to be talking about building a network in government contracting, right? So we're going to show you why networking can help you do those three things: connect, collaborate, and conquer. So strategically, there are some things. Like, I remember when I first actually jumped into the government contracting space, I knew absolutely nobody. Right. So I knew nobody. I knew no decision makers. I knew no people that I could partner with. I knew nobody at all that was actually doing what I was doing. And I started in a time where government contracting was not a buzzword. Nobody knew that you can even do business with the government during that time, except for the high level corporations or people who are in different places that wasn't really on social media or on the internet talking about it at all. It was like their best kept secret. So that's the reason why I actually started the buzz of getting started with government contracting to quickly grow and scale your business, because I believe that it has been the most valuable information and the secret to actually growing and scaling a business. But not only that, to actually creating generational wealth. When you're doing business with the number one player like the government, you are going to create some wealth, right? And so that's really just what it is. But I didn't know anybody. One of the things that has helped me to build a business on autopilot, land contracts without even having to do the work, eventually you will get there, even if you're just getting started, was just getting in the rooms. And so there are some very key strategic people that I want you to make a list of. These are the people that you must know, that you must get to know, that you must network with. And these are like some of the strategies that's going to help you really grow and expand and build your business drastically in a very short period of time. So people that you need to know: decision makers. How many of you are either looking to grow your business with government contracts, or trying to figure out the steps to navigating government contracts, or just getting started with government contracts? Or maybe you've started a while back, a year or two, and you're still trying to figure out the steps, right? Who do you know? Sometimes it's not what you know, it's who do you know, right? That can help you get there faster. Who are the decision makers? Have you ever asked yourself, I want to land contracts in janitorial services? Who are the decision makers that actually says the yes or the no, right? For janitorial contracts, right? You need to know who these decision makers are. First of all, just backing up a little bit, you want to know, and I believe I have a training on this somewhere on my YouTube channel, but I also covered this during my 5-day challenge where I show you like the numbers and the who's and stuff, who to connect with. First of all, you want to know who is buying your stuff, whether it's real estate that you're selling, whether it's janitorial services that you're selling or looking to sell, or communication or marketing services that you're looking to sell. Maybe you sell media production or editing or some type of copywriting. So whatever type of service or product you actually are selling in your business, the first question you should be asking yourself is, who at the government is buying these things, right? Because once you know the who, then you can follow the money, right? Who's buying it and where, right? What departments? These are things that you can actually research on. If you go to usaspending.gov, you can do a lot of that market research on your own. Who's buying my stuff and where, what department, what agency, what state. And so if you identify, let's just say the Department of Defense or Department of Forestry or Department of Transportation or Department of State, if you identify specific departments that have proven track records of purchasing what you sell, now you know the who, right? These are the people. And then once you've tracked it down by the who, what agency, what department, what region, once you track it down to that, then you want to know who is the who within the who, right? Otherwise, who is the decision makers inside the Department of Defense or inside the Department of State or inside the Department of Forestry or whatever? Who are those decision makers that are saying yes to businesses that are selling the same services that I buy? You want to know who the decision makers are, right? And you want the decision makers to know who you are. And before you actually present yourself to a decision maker, you want to do like a quality audit check, right? Do I have all of my documentation? Is it very clear what I'm selling, to what I'm looking to sell, and the value that I'm bringing to the table before I even approach the who? Decision makers, right? Number 2 on the list of people that you need to know are procurement officers. Who are the officers? Who are the point of contacts? Who's actually doing the procurement, right? You need to know who these people are. How do you learn them? Who they are? Like, do the research. You got to do some research, right? Small business liaison. So every agency, every department at agencies, they normally have a small business liaison or a small business specialist at their agency who are there to actually advocate for you. They're actually there to make sure that the dollars that are set aside for your specific type of business is actually being used for your specific type of business. They're actually there to make sure that the information that's coming down the pipeline on opportunities that will be a perfect match for you, that you're actually getting the information. But if you don't know who they are and they don't know who you are, then the information is just missed. It's the missed opportunity. So you want to know who the small business liaisons are at these agencies, right? So that's another who you need to know. Number 3 on my list are people that you need to know are prime contracting, subcontracting, and consultant, or AKA middleman strategy. Those are the 3 most popular common ways to actually do business with the government. Now, with that known, today is all about building a network in the government contracting space so that you can connect, collaborate, and conquer. So with that, who are the primes? Do you know who the prime contractors are? Have you identified, based on your specific scope of work, who is utilizing your scope of work that you need to know? You need to know these people, right? You need to know who they are. So for example, if you are a realtor, if you are in the real estate industry, right? Maybe you need to be connecting with developers. I don't know. Or if you are in landscape, maybe you need to be connecting with environmentalists or connecting with demolitionists or connecting with realtors and property managers so that you can actually get subcontracts with them. So you got to identify who the players are in your field, right? Above, the one step above, the one person above what you're doing, right? You need to know who that person is. Let's just say, for instance, if you do have a janitorial company, right? Who else utilizes janitorial services, right? You need to be partnering up with general contractors who uses debris takeaway services or recycling services or janitorial or construction cleanup. Like, you need to know who these people are. Hey, thanks so much for watching this video. I hope you're enjoying it. I wanted to take some time to invite you to join me in the GovCon Challenge. The GovCon Challenge takes place once a month, where I invite a bunch of entrepreneurs and aspiring entrepreneurs to come and have me teach you the 5 things you must do to pre-qualify your business to land lucrative contracts with the government. So join me in the GovCon Challenge. Click on the link in the description. You'll be glad you did. Join as VIP for exclusive behind-the-scenes information, and you could become a part of the top 1% of entrepreneurs across the nation. Now back to the video you were watching. If you are a media producer, maybe you do photography, maybe you do video production, right? You need to know who the communication firms are, right? Because they utilizes your services. You need to know who the event planners, they utilizes some media photography services as well. You need to know that they are the primes, right? So if you don't know who the primes are near you, use Google. You can also search the certified business databases to see, well, who are the companies that are priming under certain NAICS codes or certain industries, right? And then you need to make a list of these people and start building relationships with them, because you need to know who they are. Because guess what? most of the time, prime contractors, they are obligated. They have like the contracts that they're going after. Sometimes they have a utilization goal. And oftentimes, a lot of the prime contractors are larger firms that have a utilization goal that they got to use, got to scope it out. And sometimes the prime contractor could be a small business just like you, right? That don't want to do all the work themselves, because when you actually start building your business with government contracts, you will learn that it's better to do it collectively in partnerships, because guess what? You can go after more work. You can fulfill more faster. You can increase your capacity to go after larger projects. You can actually expand your business across the nation when you strategically partner. If you are looking to just do it all by yourself so you can get all the money, you will stay stuck. You will reach your max capacity in the how many contracts you can go after because you're doing it all by yourself. And you will reach your max capacity at your ability to grow. You will eventually hit a ceiling unless you have gotten yourself out of the crab in the bucket mentality of just doing it all for yourself, by yourself, alone, until you actually think about collective economics, right? Because you ideally, sometimes we think that by partnering with other people, now I got to split the money. Well, by partnering with other people, now you actually get access to money that you probably wouldn't have gotten access to. So why not split it? And by partnering, because this opens up your business to like so many different things when you think from that perspective, because you can have multiple partners that are doing multiple projects simultaneously, right? Where maybe you're just doing a small scope of the work, but y'all all getting paid and y'all all get to participate on projects that becomes each one of your past performance and your experience individually, right? So we grow together. So this is the reason why I believe in not only sharing information that I think is valuable, but having you understand the importance of teamwork and collaboration, because they say teamwork makes the dream work. Teamwork also helps you to grow and scale and build capacity and to expand nationally beyond where you're currently sitting right now, right? So it's very important. So go connect, collaborate, but most of all, conquer in the space of government contracts. So you, in turn, can actually create wealth for yourself and wealth for your family and grow a thriving business and build that legacy. So that's it for me for today, y'all. I hope this has been valuable for you. You guys have a great weekend, and we'll check you all next time. All right.